What's going on, Rhode Island? Welcome to episode 14 of Beer and Real Estate. Today we are at one of my favorite breweries. We are at Narragansett Brewing Company in downtown Providence, right by Indian
They're all
Point
his
Park.
favorite. They're all
Yeah,
his
they're all
favorite.
my favorite. Obviously, we're not inside the brewery right now. We're right outside of it. But we wanted to make sure that we gave you guys an amazing view. Guys, if you're in the Providence area, you have to stop by this brewery. They have amazing food, amazing beer. The location is excellent. Plenty of parking.
In the area. This is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
The
No, it's beautiful.
location. I
Beautiful.
mean, this
the
is
brewery itself was popping. There was
Yes.
busy
There's
in
a lot
there,
going on.
music in there. I mean, they have it all. Seating, outdoor seating. Yeah, it's just a great place. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about two very important things. We're going to be talking about why it's so important to be represented when it comes to buying a house.
Yeah.
Why a buyer agent is so important. And then we're also going to be giving a market update by you,
Hey,
right?
all right.
So you have plenty to talk about this week. A lot of important things happen.
Yeah, I think so.
So make sure that you guys tune in, comment, like, and subscribe, and tell a friend to watch our show.
Yeah. Let us know your thoughts at the end. We appreciate the commentary, and we like the feedback.
Well, thank you for that, Francis. Oh, hey, friends, it's me, Ray Lambert. Market update, fellas.
Yes, sir.
I have some good stuff for us. Finally.
Finally.
It feels like it's been months, right?
Yeah. I want some good news. Come on. What you got?
The Fed Med this week. Okay, the Fed Met. Jerome Powell started everything off with, we're not going to have rate increases. And the reason that was even a conversation is because inflation isn't quite tamed down yet.
Mhm. Yeah, we can
But
see
he
that.
made it clear raising the rate is not going to be the move.
Mm.
The market wasn't sure. There was a slight chance they could have came out, so that was positive.
Mhm.
There is conversation on what's considered quantitative easing, and I'm not going to dig into it now because it's ultra complicated. But they're going to begin it, and in relations to mortgage-backed securities, it's going to help the bond market, which will help interest rate pricing.
Okay.
Oh.
Good. I like it.
Long story short, they were selling them. They're going to slow down selling them.
Okay.
That's a win, believe it or not. Bureau of Labor and Statistics came out. We were expecting 243,000 jobs. We ended up with 172,000. Now, that's bad, so we're clear. That's not good. Job creation is what we want. But with that number missing the mark, it lets the Fed know maybe policy is too restrictive and maybe we need to start looking at lowering the rate to spur economic activity.
Yes. That makes
Because
sense.
job reports missing, fellas,
Yep.
that's going to lead to the big R word, recession. And that's the Fed's big fear.
Don't want
nobody,
that.
nobody wants a
we don't want to
recession.
go on that rabbit hole. No.
So those three factors all came together this week. Oh, one other thing. You know how I tell you guys every week that they manipulate the data and the conspiracy theorists and everything. They revised the February jobs report and they revised the March jobs report. So in February we had negative impact from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics data. March we had a negative impact on it. Lo and behold, in May they were like, yeah, we overstated the amount of jobs that were created. It actually was 22,000 less each month.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't know why we can't get that right from the rip, but
Yeah.
neither here nor there.
Yeah.
We'll take the data now. I do expect rates to be more favorable next week and to continue that momentum, probably heading into the elections. My actual feeling on the matter now.
Nice. Yeah.
I think we're at the precipice.
Let's
so
see. Yeah.
I don't want to overstate it, guys. I don't want to overstate it, but this is good news for the consumer.
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree.
I don't want to ramble too much about numbers. There's one other thing I want to touch on before we dig into you guys and this very important topic. But our friends over at Rhode Island Housing, which we had a very productive meeting with them
Shout out
We
to
did
Rhode
2
Island
weeks
Housing.
ago.
We
Yeah,
did, yeah.
absolutely. They get a bad rap, do they not?
They have
They do.
amazing products. I
Yeah.
love working with Rhode Island Housing, so we have a good relationship with them.
Rob Rocchio, 11-time world champ.
He's watching. He's watching. Get him.
Rhode Island Housing, the extra assistance loan, which is available for the borrowers that have a 620 credit score,
Yep.
not the silent second, not the grant if it's around, the one that's there all the time.
Yep.
They increase that from 15 to 20,000,
Ooh.
which helps offset increasing prices, right?
Ooh.
Here's the big thing, though, guys. Here's the big thing. Before, on a 3 to 4 unit, you could only use up to 9,000, and you could only use it for closing cost. Now you can use the whole 20 on those multis, and for everything, down payment, closing costs, however far it'll
Nice.
get you.
It's rolled in.
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
So for those 620 borrowers, it opens up some doors.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And then they took their income limits and they raised them. So we
Oh.
were at 1 120, I believe.
Yep.
That went up to 134.
Ooh.
And then we were at 134 for a family size of 3 or more.
Yep.
That went up to 154.
Nice.
my.
Okay.
So the same thing. It's opening up more doors to more people. Because the reality of it, it's hard to save up a down payment with these home prices.
Yeah.
The rates at Rhode Island Housing are industry leading because they get MRB, mortgage revenue bonds, and allows them to price things out cheaper than everyone.
Hey guys, Manuel Pagang, how you doing? So today I'm going to talk about the importance of working with a buyer's agent, or having a buyer's agent representative, right? So I always tell my clients, first thing, let's sit down, let's talk. You want me to be? I want to be. Start that over. Sorry.
3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, how you doing? Manuel Pagan with the Geraldo Group. So today I'm going to talk about why buyer's agency is so important, especially in this market, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So I always tell my prospective buyers, never walk somewhere alone or unrepresented. Why? Because you need that protection. That's
Absolutely.
first and foremost. We're here for you and your protection. Ray, example, if you're hosting an open house, I walk in as a buyer unrepresented. You say, hey, yeah, I can help you out, but your client is your seller. Your fiduciary responsibility goes to your seller, right? And you have to respect that 110%. You can work with the unrepresented buyer, but they'll be your customer, so you can't inform them on anything.
Advise
you can't
them.
advise
There's
them.
legalities to it, correct?
There is. So, you want to make sure if I'm the buyer, I'm represented. I know if I'm going in, Francis is my buyer. We sit down, we sign that buyer exclusive contract. Lets them know I represent you for this property and any property for the time frame being, just so you're protected, and we can go in and negotiate for you. We can come home inspection. We're there to give you our feedback and let you know our thoughts and what we can do. If you don't have that, no one's looking out for you.
But when you're negotiating for them, it's completely on their behalf, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
If they go in unrepresented, yes, it's on. You can't give them information.
No,
or
I mean, if
anything.
you were the buyer's agent.
Oh yes, so yes, if somebody, yes, for their behalf. So if my client wants something, you're my client. This is what my client's looking out, XYZ, per my client's words, not mine. It's always per my client, but you have that agency to represent you, and that's important. Protection is always key. You don't want to go into a fight blindfolded. We're there.
No, absolutely.
For you.
Especially with how complicated real estate is. I mean, there could be a million issues that come up, but we've been in the business long enough that if something comes up, we probably dealt with it by now. So
Yeah,
it's like,
absolutely.
rather than you not knowing what to do,
Yeah.
we're like, oh, this came up to me a year ago. I know what to do. I've been there.
I actually admire our ability collectively to continue to find hard problems to work our way through.
No,
We get it done.
We get it done. And I say jokingly, if it's not a problem, I don't want it.
Yep.
But I'm just kidding. And I know not all transactions go A to Z smooth. There's always bumps in the road, but with the communication.
Yeah.
Communication is key, right?
Sure,
so our clients, if you're representing the buyer, right, we want to make sure, again, they're protected. So we communicate with them any issues up front. This is what's going on. We call the lender. This is what's going on. If it's an attorney issue, they call us. We relate to the client right away. Again, if you don't have that, you're going in blindfolded.
Yeah.
And you don't want to purchase a house. It's the biggest purchase of your life.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it blindfolded.
Not only that, so say dual agency, you're representing the seller and the buyer.
Mm-hmm.
If I say to you my true thoughts as a buyer and you're not representing me, I could be tipping the hand for the seller, could I not?
You can.
100%. Yeah.
You can. Yep. And when you said, dual agency representing both sides, you don't. You represent your client. So if my client is the seller,
I'm in the industry and I just slipped up on the terminology.
I represent the seller. I represent the seller. I can assist the buyer and fill out their paperwork, help them, but I can't advise. I can't do anything. Hey, what about this inspection, this issue? That's on you, whatever you want to do. Hey, what if I offer a different amount for EMD? Again, that's on you. I represent my client. I have to look out for my seller's best interests.
So we are in an all-time seller's market, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
So what you're talking about now has probably never been more important?
Correct.
The market's so heavily slanted in terms of the seller.
Yes.
That,
yeah. So it's going to be like extremely important, the advice that we're giving our client in terms of, what contingency to remove on an offer or what contingency to add to protect yourself.
Yep, exactly.
Things like that, So it's like when it comes to an inspection, okay, is this item really necessary? Is it really important to get this done? So again, there's a million things that we advise our clients on. And it'll be wild for somebody to buy a home and not
Without, yeah.
have somebody representing
Correct.
them.
If you don't have someone to watch your back, you will get stabbed in the back.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
like
and
that.
and
Well-
that's not what we're about. You know, so whether I represent the seller or I represent the buyer, I represent you. I'm fighting for you 110%.
I like
You know,
that.
if you're my buyer, you're my buyer client. You're my seller, you're my seller client, and that's how it is. I don't cross lines, blur those lines. I don't, you know, one or the other. That's,
I like
that's
it. I like it. And like another thing that that is so for me, this is like one of the most important things right now in this market is the reason why you should be using an agent is because oftentimes, well, not oftentimes, all the time we have access to off market properties.
Yeah.
So right now in this market, you're gonna be getting yourself into a bidding war like 99% of the time.
Gosh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just how it is.
It's back. Yeah.
But if you have an agent, or if you have somebody representing you, oftentimes you have access to property that nobody else is seeing, or only a handful of people are seeing.
Well, you have a team.
We have a team; it's 8 of us. So if
And the
many,
office.
so
Not
yeah,
bad.
and plus the office too. So like there was a transaction that an agent in my office reached out to me a couple of days ago. I have a seller, didn't want to go on the market. Do you have a buyer? I said yes. Called my client 2 seconds later. We're going to be going to see the house tomorrow. We're most likely going to put it on the contract. So again, we have access to all access.
Access.
There we go. Access to all these properties. That
say specific.
is specific that your normal consumer might not have access to. So again, being represented is a no-brainer. Um, Real estate is going to be the biggest purchase you're going to make ever.
Probably in your life.
Why not
Even
protect
if you buy
yourself?
10 houses, it's one of the 10 biggest purchases.
Yeah.
It made the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So make sure that you guys protect yourself. Again, guys, we are at Narragansett Brewing Company in downtown Providence.
We are in front of the water.
Correct.
Yeah. Narragansett Bay. Narragansett Bay.
Narragansett Bay. And we are about to head into one of our favorite parts of the video, which is where we rate the beer that we had. So make sure you stay tuned so we can touch base on what we had today and let you know what we thought. So, guys, it's time to get into
My
the
favorite part.
rating
That's it, man.
of what we had today. Mr. Pagan, do you want to begin?
Sure. I'll start us off. I had my typical IPA. Woo.
Ooh.
It didn't
Oh,
last
man.
long, so
What
I'm thinking
was-
you hated it.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was great. I can't remember the name.
Mhm.
Wow. Oh man, but it was delicious. I highly recommend it. You know, wherever I go, any local brewery, I like to try IPAs. That's my favorite type of beer, and today was no different. Narragansett Brewing, Music Express. That's the
Express.
IPA
Okay.
I just had.
Rocky Point shout out.
See,
All right.
the Music Express. That's what I had. It's not too strong, not very hazy, but it had great flavor. I'm gonna give it a solid 8.0.
Ooh, I
All
like
right.
that.
All
I
right.
like it. Now, guys, usually I've been doing a lager everywhere that I go, but your favorite realtor has been on some meds. So I, for the first time in my life,
We had the apple juice.
had a non-alcoholic beer. So, which is it's a pretty cool place because again, if you are staying away from alcohol, you could come to this place and still enjoy a
and
drink.
you can still hang out. You know,
Correct. You can still
yeah.
hang out. You can chat with friends. So I had the beer that's called an Atlantic light beer, non-alcoholic. Pretty good. Again, it's the first time I had a non-alcoholic beer, so it's hard for me to judge it. Now, if you ask me whether,
Everyone's confused.
yeah, no, if you ask me whether I would prefer a non-alcoholic or an alcoholic beer, obviously 100% alcoholic. But in terms of if you want to come out, you want to come out and hang out with your friends while not having alcohol and still enjoy a beer, I think it was pretty solid. For non-alcoholic, I'll give it 8.5.
All right.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
Again, not an amazing beer, but for what it is,
Yeah.
not bad.
And for your first time trying it, you don't have anything to compare it to. So
No, correct.
Yeah,
So
nice.
check it out, guys. Now, Mr. Lambert, you probably had your usual.
I had a sour. Yeah.
Oh, you had the sour.
Yep. It's been a long week.
Yep.
As I've told both of you.
Mhm.
I feel like I earned it.
Yep.
Maybe that's going to skew this rating, but 9.4.
Woo!
I don't remember the name, but
like
it's incredible.
yeah, you don't remember the names, and it's all good.
don't,
You know,
I don't.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But listen, it was good overall. Great experience at Newport
Oh, the
Brewing.
flatbread was awesome. Yeah, you guys got buffalo
Flatbread
chicken and
yes.
pepperoni.
Buffalo chicken and pepperoni.
I had to
so
pick the swine off.
you know, but no, it was good. We liked our beers. We liked the atmosphere. The place was great. Definitely see
And
us
the views
again.
are incredible. Indian Point Park's beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So, guys, make sure you tune in next week. We're probably going to be somewhere in Providence. If you're looking to buy or sell or to do any type of financing, make sure you reach out to one of us here. And don't forget, hoy se bebe.
Ooh, what he said. Take it easy.
But